Okay, so this is a type tutorial in Blitz3D. I'll just scroll over this real quick so you can look at it. And now we're going to be remaking it right here. So, well, I can go through it. So first, initialize variables, GFX count, screen mode, GFX selected. So the GFX selected is going to be just our little pointer for which screen mode we want to use. Which graphics mode. The GFX count just tells us how many GFX modes a graphics card supports. This function right here is a built-in Blitz3D function. It counts the graphics modes the hardware supports. And then we make this type right here. A type is just like a data structure, pretty much like there's booleans and ints and floats in all programming languages, but this is like you're creating your own little data type right here. So we have GFX mode has 4 fields: index, width, height, depth, everything you need. And then here we assign each type the information from the graphics modes. So we have them all on a list. We make a list of these type objects. Right? Pretty cool. And then we go to the last in the list, which will be our largest screen resolution. So then when we click right here, it automatically fits itself to the screen. And screen mode 2 just means like windowed and not able to change the size. So, and then right here, this is the up and down arrows. So the up and down arrows, we change GFX selected, then they call it function, refresh GFX down here, passes it GFX selected. So then it goes through each object in the type list, and it compares the index with the GFX selected, then it resets. So I'm gonna come here, hit the down arrow, just gonna downsize it, go down the list, the up arrow goes back up, and so that's how you do it. And so I guess I'm gonna show it now, make a new one. Alright, so in it, we want GFX selected. Wait, no, GFX count. This is awful. I'm gonna run our little function, built-in function, count GFX modes. So that's gonna give us integer, and then GFX selector equals 0, and then what was the other one? Screen mode. Oh yeah, screen mode equals 2. That's gonna be windowed, which is cool. And we're gonna make our type. So type GFX mode. And to make fields, you just type field. You type field, and then index, field width, field height, field depth, and then end type. That's very important. Gotta end your types. End your types. Yeah, that's right. And then right here, you gotta start it at 1 because 0 is not a graphics mode. So for a equals 1 to GFX count. So this is just going to go through each and every single one of your graphics modes on your whatever you got. You got an Apple II, Macintosh, old school, Android, Apple Pie. What am I looking at? GFX mode. Okay, so this right here, that is a container. It contains all your objects for here. And when you're making a container, use a period. It's like, this is the equivalent of a class in object-oriented programming, but this is like a basic script. So equals new GFX mode, GFX, and when you're referring to fields, you use this little thing right there in the container. GFX slash index equals 8. gfx width equals gfx mode. And this is just a built-in function of Blitz3D that returns information about the graphics mode, current graphics mode, or no, a graphics mode, depending on that right there. So this is graphics mode number 1 for the first cycle. So then gfx slash height equals gfx mode height. No. Nervous much? No. gfx slash depth equals gfx mode depth a. And then that's all of them. So then next. And so right here, since we just cycled through all of our graphics mode, we're already at the last graphics mode. So this really isn't necessary, because whenever you call one of these, it goes to whichever in the list you're currently at. You use like first, next, before, last functions to sort through your list of type objects right here. So this will go to the last in the list. So we're not going to lose any value. If we just copy and paste that, it's going to be fine. We don't have to write it. Okay. So this is the built-in Blitz3D graphics function. It's going to make a window, and the parameters for the graphics function are width, height, depth, and screen mode. The depth is like the color bitrate, how many bits you want your screen to be. So like 0 is just defaults to whatever your screen is. 16 is 16 bits color. 32-bit color, 60, color stuff. I don't really know about color stuff. And then this is just a little simple loop. 1 is the ASCII input code for the escape button. So if you hit the escape key, it instantly closes it out. So then you can copy this over to end. WEnd is how you end a while loop. Copy. Okay, so 200 is the ASCII input code for the up arrow. 208 ASCII input code for down arrow. Okay, so when we hit the up arrow, GFX selected +1, and then down arrow, GFX selected -1. Sounds good. This just makes it like cycle over, so you don't go out of bounds. And then to make a function in Blitz3D, you just function, and then refresh GFX. That's going to be the name of our function. Then you put parentheses, and this is basically an entire function, and then you gotta end it, close it off, cap it off, and then you can stick some stuff in there. Oh, you also gotta define what you're gonna pass over to it. So you have to put GFX selected right there. It can be anything, because when you name something in a function, it pretty much creates a new variable right there, and then whatever value you pass it. So GFX selected will become a, like, functions are totally separate from the rest of everything else. So that's going to be just fine if we do that. So then we can do for GFX dot GFX. That's a comma right there, isn't it? Yep. GFX mode equals each, and each is a function that cycles through every object in a type list. Each GFX mode, we're gonna do if GFX slash index equals a, which is our new GFX selected because we just passed it through to right there. And then I'm gonna go do end graphics, and that's going to close the screen that we have open, and then we're going to open a new screen, graphics, GFX slash width, GFX slash height, GFX slash depth, and then What did I do over here? Screen mode. How did that even work? I don't know. We're just gonna. There's flaws in my theories, but screen mode equals 2. Screen mode equals 2. No, I don't know what happened. Screen mode equals 2. There we go. Well, obviously it worked. So I think my theory on this is that screen mode just doesn't change, so it stays 2, even though it's technically not correct. But I didn't notice it, and it just kind of worked. So, yeah, and every time we hit up or down arrow, calls this function. So to call a function in Blitz3D, you just got the function identifier, and then whatever you want to pass to it, whatever variable. So then this should be it, I think so. You gotta save it. There you go, good name, good name. Wait, do I gotta get rid of that asterisk? Okay, extra tutorial, get rid of the asterisk. Little bonus tip right there. Alright, and this is how it works. So cool. Types can be applied to a lot of things. They're very useful, and they're analogous to data structures in C or anything. They're pretty cool, you know. Okay, bye. Oh, I stop recording.